Good evening, hockey fans from around the Nicola Valley. Welcome to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster for the Merritt Centennials, Jared Thomas. Talking Sense brought to you by DCS Auto, the automotive shop that can talk your vehicle's language. Bring your car in to Sean and Heidi on Lauder Street behind Cal Tire or call 378-2929. Happy New Year! The Sents are heading into 2018 after just one game in the week that was against the Coquitlam Express, a Friday night affair that was delayed and delayed and delayed again. Of course, it was due to bad weather in the lower mainland and some sketchy driving conditions on the Coquihalla. When the Express finally did show up, they were greeted by morning man Corey Fisher and his rendition of "Oh Canada," finally making good on a bet that started during the Grey Cup between him and afternoon host Jesse Paculat. Corey lost and had yet to pay the piper. Here's a taste of Corey in action.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free, from stand on guard for thee.
Not bad, not bad. I'd give him a solid 7 out of 10. What do you say? Well, he didn't mess up, so at least he did that. When the game did finally get going, it was delayed until 9:15, but the Sents came out with plenty of pep in the first period, throwing 14 shots on net to the Express's 4, but Clay Stevenson, rookie netminder for the Express, held his team in it. And in the second period, after a penalty that carried over into the second, the Express were able to get on the board on the counterattack.
Behind the net, Sam Miller able to collect the puck, throws it up the wall at the line. It's held by Robillard. Long shot, blockered away by Berger. Rebound, they'll score! Coquitlam Express, Josh Bruce in front of the net. Berger went to punch it with his blocker. It goes off the back of Bruce. He finds the puck in the slot, and the Express convert on the power play.
Just a minute into the second period, the Express able to convert after the Sents had worked so hard to try and keep them on the outside looking in, and just 2 minutes later they got another power play. They'll get another goal.
Now Wildauer once again for shutting. Robillard at the right point, cross ice, shot by Wildauer, rebound, and they'll score again on the rebound. It's Bruce again. No, it's Graham who gets the goal, and the Express on the back of their power play have 2 goals.
The Sents would stop the bleeding for 6 minutes, but at the 9-minute mark, Colby Peterson got another for the Express.
Peterson on the right side. Wrister up high, and he beats Berger short side. Water bottles it.
3 unanswered goals by the Express, all on Jacob Berger. That would be the end of his night. Could the Sents turn it around? Keep listening and we'll find out. It's Talking Sense, brought to you by DCS Auto. We'll be right back on Q101. Welcome back to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials Talking Sense, brought to you by DCS Auto. Give them a call at 378-2929. So we left with the Centennials in a hole, down 3 goals. Jacob Berger just getting pulled, and it seemed to spark the club because just shortly thereafter, Ashton Stockey was on the loose, and he did what he does best.
And now Schneider works it ahead. Stockey onto the puck. Wrister up top. He'll score! Ashton Stockey gets one back for the good guys. The Centennials are on the board. 9:10 to go in the second, and the Sents got a breath of fresh air courtesy Ashton Ashton Stocky, wrister up high, glove side on Clay Stevenson. It's 3-1.
Ashton Stocky with his 6th of the season. That would be how the second period would end. The Sens within 2 and looking for more. In the third, they were pushing, but at the 9-minute mark, it was Coquitlam who would get that 3-goal lead restored.
On the outside, Kozlowski back to the line, long shot from Peterson, that goes top corner. Peterson, it could have been deflected on the way, but the Express survive a penalty kill, and then they attack.
Sens weren't having much luck with their power play. That is until after that goal was scored. Just a minute 45 later, the captain would get on the board.
Bit of a different look here as the Sens looking for answers on the power play. And it's deflected in front. Once again, Ashton Stocky gets it up and over. Zorn and Stocky providing the goal mouth presence. But Tyrell Buckley's going to lead him through the line. We'll see who ends up getting credit for this one, but the Centennials finally convert on the power play.
Buckley ends up getting credit, but the Sens wouldn't come any closer. They got back within 2, couldn't make up any more of the deficit. Took a while to pull their netminder, and when they did, Eric Linnell had the answer, his 19th of the season on the empty net. So the Sens failed to get a game above 500 before the end of the 2017 season. After the game, head coach Joe Martin wasn't completely upset with his team's effort, felt they could have worked harder at different points, but ultimately they ended up being put to work the next morning. Was told by an insider that they ended up shoveling driveways, running stairs the next morning. So it was a bit of a tough run for the Merritt Centennials the next day. Of course, their next game coming up against the Coquitlam Express, so they'll have a chance at revenge right in their next game. Sens go down to Coquitlam on Wednesday to take on the Express. In the next segment, I want to give out some awards for the first half of the season 2017 coming to an end. I'll lay those on you when we return to Talking Sens, brought to you by DCS Auto on Q101. Welcome back to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials Talking Sens. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster, Jared Thomas. Talking Sens brought to you by DCS Auto, the automotive shop that can talk your vehicle's language. Go and see Heidi and Sean on Lauder Street behind Cal Tire, or give them a call, 378-2929. So in this final segment, I want to give out some awards for 2017. Now, it's been an up and down start to the season. Of course, to start, it was down. 0-6 start, finished off a game below 500, 15-16, 2-1. And here's the hardware that I'm looking to give out. First off, let's get into Best Rookie. Coming into the year with only 8 returning players, it was a foregone conclusion that some rookies would have to elevate their game. And the player who stands out for his speed, his playmaking, his tenacity, and his shot, Ashton Stocky is the guy for me. Anchoring a line down the middle is what gives him the edge over Matthew the Goose Gosselin and Brendan Schneider. Stocky has 19 points on the year. That's second amongst rookies, tied for 6th on the team. Has 6 goals, most of those coming from his smooth shot. That's a mix of quick release and pinpoint accuracy, as evidenced by his goal against the Express on Friday night. Best defenseman, hands down, it's going to Tyrell Buckley. The captain for the team, he's been the most dominant defender through 2017. Combination of minutes played, his ability to play in any situation, reading the play, providing a physical edge, and chipping in offensively makes him the standout on the blue line. 23 points on the year, 4th in team scoring, and is leading by example. the MVP so far through the season. With a lot of sense leaving in the offseason to the USHL, one of the big questions was, where is the offense going to come from? And this award could go to a number of players, but I'm going to give the edge to Henry Cleghorn. He's started the year on a line with Zach Zorn. Now he's working with Chase Bell and Matthew Gosselin. I feel like it was one of the turning points of the season when they decided to split up Zorn and Cleghorn and spread out their offense. And now he's a point behind Zach Zorn for the team lead with 33, but he's been a pleasant surprise, and he notched the only Sense hat trick of the year. Most improved player, I'm going to give the nod to Matthew Gosselin, although some honorable mentions go to Sam Miller and Jack Vincent. Gosselin, early on, he was having trouble putting his skills to good use, but now he's become a great playmaker with finishing ability as well, using his speed to find open ice for himself or teammates. He isn't afraid to get into the dirty areas either, despite being one of the Centennial's smaller players. The unsung hero going to Jacob Berger. Honorable mentions to Nick Wicks, Zach Court, and Austin Roden. Coming into the season, we knew Berger was going to be the number one. But when Vincent Duplessis went down with injury, he had to shoulder an even bigger workload, and briefly he led the league in minutes played. He's also the only Centennials player to win a Player of the Week honor from the BCHL, and every time he's between the pipes, he gives the team a chance to win. The final award I'm giving out for 2017, hardest to play against, and I'm going to give it to Zach Zorn. Honorable mentions to Brendan Schneider and Joey Berkopek. This is another one that comes down to opinion, but for a player that leads the team in scoring, it all comes down to the hard-working package of Zach Zorn, whether it's shorthanded, where he leads the league in goals, providing the net front presence on the power play, digging for those loose pucks, using his speed to break away, or using his strength to stand up for his teammates. Hey, he leads the Sense in tussles this year with 2. Zach Zorn has only 1 gear, and that's all out. Agree or disagree? I've thrown a article up on the Q101 Facebook page. You can find it at the Q101 website as well, q101.ca. In the Centennials section, leave a comment. Let me know who you think is worthy of these awards. But that's going to do it for Talking Sense this week. We got games coming up against the Express, against the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. From the team, from myself, go Sense go. I'm Jared Thomas, Talking Sense, brought to you by DCS Auto.